We're gonna do an inner tie rod on a 2005 Camry. I already soaked this down with PB. This may or may not be an easy job. Let's see. That's a 19, almost, well, it's like a 19.1 because it's a fucking Toyota. Just working on the cotter pin down here. Somebody's definitely been working on this too. That's an 18 millimeter. I don't think an 18 millimeter exists on a Toyota. So take the outer off. We'll be reusing the outer. There's nothing wrong with it. Now would be the perfect time to change it, but this joint's perfectly fine. So, and they usually come off pretty easy. It's usually the jam nut that's stuck on. We're gonna see if it comes off or not easily. I like using a big pair of adjustables with grooves in them to bite down, especially on Toyotas. So I'll grab that with that. No. Oops. Grab a 19 on an impact. You might need a bigger impact, but we'll see. Nope. There we go. I'm gonna be honest, if you're doing this job, it's probably not gonna go that easy. Alright, so back in the back there's going to be a metal band clamp. When I get it off, I'll show you. There's a special tool to take them apart. Chances are, most vehicles, you're not going to be able to get it in there. So what I do is I grab the corner of it with the pry bar and just hit it with a hammer. And that will separate that clamp. See? It just pops that thing over and unclips it from these metal tabs. And then typically when you go back together, it's just a dust cover. You can just put a, oh, this one's actually ripped and it's leaking. Didn't see that. So anyways, you can just use a zip tie. These things are usually on pretty good. Usually break them forward and then pull it back, and then yeah, that one got a pretty decent sized tear in it, but this person just doesn't want to wear their tires out, so I'm sure he don't really care. And then that's the joint that's bad. It's barely loose. It's got a tiny bit of play in it, but it's just going to get worse, and the guy said he's just wants it fixed right. So contradicting, he wants the suspension fixed, but I can guarantee that if I went up there and told him he needed this or I can reuse it, he'd have to reuse it. So I use a inner tie rod that operates on inner tie rod removal tool that operates on a cam. So I like to make sure this is really dry so it grips. But most center tie rod tools, like if you went to borrow one from a auto parts store, it's going to have ears, or I guess ears that would lock down onto the back of the tie rod. Like this is the new one. So see how it's got them flats. So you'll get a tie rod tool that locks onto that, so you can loosen it and tighten it like that. That shit's for fucking peasants though. There it goes. Oh. Make sure my angle's still good. Yeah, you guys can see everything. So that's your little locker plate. These are just designed to hold it steady. I just use Loctite, about what everyone always does. That joint's trash, but the new one did come with one, so I'll put this on and I'll use red Loctite on it just to ensure that it can't really come off. It goes on there just like that. I'll take that and not a whole lot, but now you can, I don't know if you can see in there, but this tab, these flats right here, this metal piece sticks out, so you can punch them down and you can flatten them over this, so that way it can't, you know, back out on its own. The Loctite does, it's the same purpose, just a, you know, different way. What I do, I'm going to turn the wheel. Turn that wheel all the way out. That way you can, you know, get a good bite on this. I just get a big pair of, you know, channel locks or big pair of pliers that can grab down on this sucker, and I'll crank down on it, because, you know, there's not really a torque spec or anything for something like this, so I just crank down on it really good, and that is not going to come off, especially when that Loctite cures. That ain't coming off. So. And you can, you know, sit in here. I don't got a hammer small enough. That's why I don't bother with them. They're just, those things are stupid. Loctite's the way to go. All right, so I got everything prepped. I got this boot with a zip tie on it. I just put it on there preemptively, and then just slide this on until that boot's over the back section. And then I'll reach back in there with a pair of needle nose and grab it and slowly. If you just grab it and twist, it'll bite down. You don't have to be crazy tight, so that's it. And I'll reach back in there with a pair of side cutters and cut off the excess. And then get your, there's a groove right there where this goes. on. I don't know if that makes your light better or worse. That's better. I should have done that in the beginning. And you can put anti-seize on this if you want to at this point. I'm not going to, but you can. Typically you want to count how many threads this goes on when you take it off. Toyota's is usually like 18 to 22, and it's going straight to the alignment rack next to me, so not really a big deal. That's 18 turns ish, so just call that good. Like I said, it's getting alignment right after this, so. That's it. Got a few more things to do on this. Guy did his own sway links and didn't tighten them, so that's it.